Obviously, those who believe that the percham of the Mughal flag has to be re-established. That is, of course, there's a core group that has been active all along. And it has its own moderate voices for our consumption. It has its own radical voices for another consumption. It has its own silent people who fund the activities, so on and so forth. Then the second are the useful idiots. Political parties who, in the name of protection of minorities, don't realize what they're playing into, or they fully realize and have still subscribed to it because they think it's inevitable, therefore I might as well throw my weight behind that particular force. Or two, they are too cynical that this won't happen in my lifetime, so let me enjoy power riding on the coattails of this wave. And then this problem is the problem of the next generation. So those are those kind of idiots. But the worst group of this is actually not the Congress. Not that I'm going to give Congress a clean sheet. The worst group are the communists. They are the intellectual enablers of every anti-Hindu, anti-Bharat movement that this country has ever witnessed. And there is no point in comparing them with Bhagat Singh. That he was cut from a different cloth altogether.
That's what they say. Okay.
They have a problem as well. So I would suggest that we actually dissociate the history of post-independence communism with Bhagat Singh. In fact, according to me, after him, or perhaps he was an aberration, his group was an aberration, everybody else was dancing to the tunes of Russia or someone else. Okay, maybe they thought at that point that it's okay to ally with Russia to deal with the British, just as Subhash Chandra Bose thought it's better to deal with somebody else. Right?
Yeah.
But I think progressively they have become pawns at some point, maybe unconscious, now conscious pawns in the hands of external forces. So communists, I'd certainly lay the blame at their doors. It's not just laying of the blame. I'm clearly saying that there's a problem with the way they operate in this country. In fact, a lot of them should be prosecuted legally for actively pushing an anti-Bharat agenda, openly so.
But wasn't Mamata Banerjee fighting the communists? So shouldn't she have not sided with
It's a fight for power. That doesn't change anything. Fight for power does not mean that the goalpost is different. They only want to occupy the seat. That doesn't mean they wish to change anything on the ground. I remember that when I was a student of IIT Kharagpur between 2006 and 2009, when I was doing my law there, she was known as the person who actually championed the cause of deportation of illegal migrants. That was her electoral plank, for God's sake. She has made statements that affect in the parliament and outside of it. What has happened thereafter? She has become the Masiha or Masihini, whatever you call in their language, the messiah for the illegal migrants at this point. Unfortunately so. Because what is the point of resisting an exercise which is meant to identify the alien or the illegal migrant or the infiltrator from the true citizen? What's wrong with it?
Namaste, Jai Hind. You're watching ANI podcast with Smita Prakash.
अगर हम उसको मस्जिद कहेंगे तो फिर विवाद होगा.
The issue is टूटा है क्या भारत?
400 पार का मतलब ये है कि संविधान खतरे में है.
क्या हम लोग ये निर्देश देते हैं कि फला को गिरफ्तार करके जेल डाल दें?
वही तो कह रहे हैं सब.
ये बेबुनियाद निराधार आरोप.
सच्चा सुनना चाहो देखो स्मिता प्रकाश ANI. It does not lie.